Alright, we have another Field of Glory 2 Digital League Season 8 battle. This is Classical Antiquity Division A. I have Romans with Greek allies versus the Hellenized Thracians with Antigonid allies. So, we'll look at what my opponent has available first. A enormous mass of skirmishers if he wants to pay for them. Mass Thracian peltis are cheap but garbage. Lots of Thracians, a couple Dudiophoroi, hoplites, 3 units of phalangites. Yeah, a potential massive light horse, and that's disturbing. And a strong cavalry wing, both lancers and light spear, and a single elephant. Okay, so in this case, I do not think heavy infantry is going to be the way to go at all. I want to anchor on this wing. Trying to minimize the cost of my main infantry battle line. As my skirmishers are less points efficient than his. Now, perhaps I will sink all these points to countering a swarm of light horse, and he'll show up with all the heavy foot that he can. Although I don't think all the heavy foot that he can show up with is really that horrible. It'll be 5 units, including hoplites, which are trash. But I think I should probably bring my own phalanxes to the field. To finish maxing out on light infantry skirmishers, I would need to spend 120 points, which is a lot. But I don't know about that. Let's see. He could do 12 light infantry skirmishers or a mass of cavalry skirmishers. I'm gonna risk it, and I might end up just making my army far too squishy. And if I do, well, that is what it is. $56 points. Can I get anything really useful? I could get a raw pike phalanx. I could also upgrade 2 units? Yes, 2 units of Estadi and Principes to the veteran sort. $22 points. Awkward. And replace the raw legionaries with a raw pike phalanx. Something like that. We'll go with it. We'll need to general up in our infantry line. Something like that. It's a rather defensive deployment. If he ends up getting more infantry, we should be able to push forward with what we've got. But otherwise, we'll be defending against swarms of light horse skirmishers. Yeah, the mind games at the start of army composition are real. Alright, and let's see his deployment. Wow, an enormous horde of cavalry. 8 units. 7 infantry skirmishers. Elephants. So I guess the threat will be to surround me. So it's a little unfortunate. I would advance an attack, but now I'm afraid that I would just get surrounded and hammered. So that seems stupid. I also don't really want to just sit here. Well, we can inch. Oops, that's not even remotely what I wanted to do. We can inch forward a little bit, I suppose. Shift these raw legions to the left. We're going to need them. I might shift this Thracian to the left as well. Okay, we'll see. If he like masses cavalry here and just sits there with his infantry, we might draw out. If he advances like here with his infantry, with cavalry on the wings, then it might be worth a shot. Yeah, I'm unsure if I'm willing to slog across the entire battlefield to try to make contact while he potentially starts falling back with mediums into this village with cavalry behind me. That might be just too stupid even for me to do, but I've surprised myself before. Okay, I've increased the volume of both my voice and the game. Hopefully it sounds better. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with this. Bit of deja vu. I just played a pickup game somewhat similar to this. Yeah, I probably already hashed this out last time, but if I just advance across the plain, I'll get surrounded. If I just sit here, we draw. I think I will shift these units over to my left flank and then advance like an idiot into a situation that I know I shouldn't advance into. Because I'd rather get, 1 point for inflicting casualties and 0 points for sitting here and drawing out. Alright, next turn. Yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. Keep shoveling these dudes over. And once they're over, then maybe we'll push? Seems dumb. I might be feeling dumb. Next turn. We'll continue our movement to the left. It's kind of the problem with picking an army like this is that it depends on your opponent doing what you want them to do to win. And when they don't do that thing, you draw. And I still haven't decided if I'm going to do what he wants me to do, which is to trundle across this open plain while getting surrounded by cavalry. I might do it anyway. I have not decided yet, but next turn we'll need to start deciding. Next turn. Oh, surprise, yes, even more annoying. Yeah, so this is basically an open invitation to draw. But I think for once I will not take the coward's path. I think what I'm doing right now is very unwise, and I'm inviting getting surrounded. But I dislike draws. I mean, I do accept a mutual draw sometimes when I just think it's hopeless. I don't think this is hopeless, I just think it's a rather bad idea. Okay, we'll see if I've made the wrong choice. Next turn. Okay, do I do the unintelligent thing and continue to just trundle into the trap? I really think it's a bad idea. I'm gonna keep doing it, but I think it's stupid and I shouldn't be doing it. But I would prefer to have a battle than no battle at all. I've had enough draws this season. I mean, 2 isn't a ridiculous number, but that's enough for me. Okay, next turn. Okay, so I'm invited to get all my skirmishers killed now, basically. I'm going to decline that invite and halt my advance. Form up for fighting. And if he wants me to actually get involved, he'll have to bring up some infantry to put some pressure on. It just wouldn't be wise to keep moving forward while this lurks here and this lurks here. I'm happy to invite battle on open ground, but not while getting completely encircled. Or at least, I don't want to get encircled without at least a chance to strike back. Next turn, what kind of reaction do we get to our turtling up? Uh-huh. Well, we get some skirmishing. Of course, of course. Oh, good. At least we don't have to march across the whole damned map. Guess there was nobody in there after all. Surprising. Okay. Hello. Please die. Please die. Great. And shove them off a bit. Yeah, this is kind of pointless, but maybe if we can kill enough skirmishers, we can resume our advance. Next turn. Okay, well at this rate the skirmishing shouldn't matter too much before we make contact with one another. Ah, there was something hidden in there. Okay. I don't know why he waited the extra turn to bring them out. Okay. Might use these Weletes to harass these elephants a bit on their way in. These units of Lancers are going to try to block up any of my attempts to wrap around. Okay, something like that. Good. I mean, we'll probably lose the whale test, but it'll help. Okay. Next turn. Okay. Start some light harassment here. The miss shoves. And they're off. It's kind of a waste, but I don't see what else we want to do, so... Something like that. This is going to be very awkward soon. We're going to be surrounded. And these lancers are going to delay us for a while. Alright, onward. Next turn. I would have expected him to just try to run away. I wonder if he was somehow zone of control locked. That's fine. I'd rather have him shoot at my lights than my heavies at this point. Okay, we can make some use of that. Alright, so we're gonna, at some point, probably have to engage in an unfavorable charge on the Zistophoroi to free up this unit to get a flank. I mean, I could turn here, but that would expose my flank, and I'm not sure if that's worth it. Actually, take a risk. We're generaled up at full strength. It might be worth it if we can force something interesting to happen here. Okay, the question is, what do I do with these elephants and Zistophoroi? I think we'll need to do that. And then just hope that this screen holds for a bit. We'll add some Triari to the screen as well. So we're going to try to disrupt and break this unit and work on this corner unit here. It's at full strength and general depth, so it's going to probably rally up pretty quickly, so we need to get a move on, really. But we do have a little bit of time. Next turn. I'm fine with this kind of standoff. Ultimately, he has more points invested in it than I do. I'm going to start losing my lights now, but I don't really care. Okay, lots of things to do this turn. For one thing, we'll get ready to flank this cavalry unit. We'll also cover this, so his little plan to block in his cavalry to force a flank attack will now fail. And a disruption is a bonus. These veterans will start arcing around. Next up, I wonder if I can frag this unit. I kind of doubt it. Yeah, I don't think so. Am I going to try anyway? Let's go for it anyway. Held firm. Come on. There we go. Even better. Even better. Now we should not rashly charge here. On the off chance that if we did win the impact, we would push them back and then get flank attacked. How does this look? Good. How does this look? Completely even, thus risky by definition. I can put this... wait, no, this is a pre-patch hosted game, so we don't get swordsman ability. Too bad. We'll cut them up anyway. I wonder if half arc can still do the job. No, not quite. Alright then. Yeah, I'm afraid it's pretty much over for my lights, but they've served their purpose. Uh-huh. Very good. This might actually be worth doing because it'll prevent them from forming a square and thus protecting their flank. So far so good. We might be able to start rolling this up before his cavalry can arrive. Might. Next turn. Oh, come on. We can still drop them again, but I was hoping for that delicious frag. Okay. Run away. Sorry guys, goodbye. Or not. Run away. And get ready to fight. Get the drop. Good. Just need to hold out. Unacceptable, apparently. Well, this unit can plug the gap. Here, shove them off. They're still going to come through. It's too bad, but I don't think it really matters that much. In we go. No disrupt. Held firm. Still going well. That could lead to bad things, but I don't think quite yet, and we still have the advantage here. And we can turn this phalanx around if we need to cover, although it would be a waste of points. Next turn. That actually does not really break my heart. If they break these raw legionaries and they end up running this way away from the battle, well, you know, his more expensive cavalry is still wasting their time. Lucky again, these Thracians. Not a big deal or anything. Just run away. Right. Barring any rallies, that should be that. But it could happen. And game over. Right. So what happened? I was pretty alarmed for most of the early maneuvering. Um, First of all, I have to acknowledge that there was some luck involved when his phalanx unit that was at full strength, and I believe General Duck disrupted early on. Although, to be fair, that only happened because his cavalry was in a position to be auto-broken by fire. Um, but luck aside, I think the explanation is fairly simple. I had much more infantry available on my right, and I could gradually begin wrapping his infantry, some of which was not very high quality, like the Thracians, for example. The skirmisher battle was basically a wash, which was fine. And he spent a lot of his ammunition hitting my lights, but I spent a lot of my ammunition hitting his cavalry that was over here. And that forced movement that was not ideal for his Zistoforoi and his cavalry archers. More importantly, though, this flank assault could have been devastating had it got through, but it didn't. It is admittedly difficult to push cavalry through even a thin screen of infantry because of the secondary zone of control system. But I think probably what he should have done was hold the infantry and his frontal cavalry back just a little longer. Not a lot longer, but a few turns so that he could have got this force arrayed behind me, but not locked in yet, just a little bit further back, and then closed in both at the same time. As things were, by the time this force arrived, I'd already shot up his frontal cavalry and was pushing hard on the infantry. So I think a little bit more delay on the forward movement of the infantry, and I could have been in a bad spot. So, as usual, as always with Field of Glory games, this final score is not at all reflective of the danger that I was in for a lot of the match. It's just the way it rolled out. So, a good game to Cunningham, and till next time.